The history of peace is a long and complex one. It is a history of conflict, violence, and death, but it is also a history of human ingenuity, resilience, and hope. In the face of war, humans have always found ways to survive, rebuild, and create a better future. The origins of peace. The origins of peace are a matter of debate among historians. Some believe that peace is a natural human instinct, while others believe that it is a product of social and political factors. There is evidence to support both of these theories. For example, some animal species, such as chimpanzees, engage in warfare. This suggests that the impulse to fight may be rooted in our evolutionary past. However, there are also many societies that have existed without war. This suggests that war is not inevitable, but rather a product of specific circumstances. Early peaceful societies. There is evidence that some societies in the past were able to achieve long periods of peace. For example, the Iroquois Confederacy, a Native American alliance, existed for over 500 years without war. The Iroquois Confederacy was based on a system of peace and diplomacy, and it was able to resolve disputes peacefully. Another example of a peaceful society is the Kingdom of Aksum, which existed in what is now Ethiopia from the 1st to the 10th centuries AD. The Kingdom of Aksum was a major trading power, and it was able to maintain peace with its neighbors through a combination of diplomacy and military strength. The decline of peace. The history of peace is not all sunshine and rainbows. There have been many periods in history when war has been the norm. For example, the Middle Ages were a time of great upheaval and warfare. The fall of the Roman Empire led to a period of instability, as different groups fought for control of the former Roman territories. The Renaissance and the Age of Exploration also saw a great deal of warfare. These periods were marked by the rise of nationalism and the desire for territorial expansion. The rise of peace. In the 19th century, there was a growing movement for peace. This movement was motivated by a number of factors, including the horrors of the Napoleonic Wars and the Industrial Revolution. One of the most important figures in the peace movement was Immanuel Kant. Kant argued that peace was not just desirable, but also possible. He believed that peace could be achieved through a combination of diplomacy, international law, and a cosmopolitan outlook. The 20th century saw a number of major advances in the cause of peace. The League of Nations was founded in 1920, and it was the first international organization dedicated to the prevention of war. The United Nations was founded in 1945, and it has played a major role in the promotion of peace and security. The role of religion in peace. Religion has played a complex role in the history of peace. On the one hand, religion has been used to justify war. For example, the Crusades were fought in the name of Christianity, and the Muslim conquests were justified by the Islamic concept of jihad. On the other hand, religion has also been used to promote peace. For example, the Buddhist concept of nonviolence has been a powerful force for peace in many parts of the world. The Quakers, a Christian sect, have also been active in the peace movement. The role of women in peace. Women have played a significant role in the history of peace. In many cultures, women have been the traditional peacemakers. They have often been responsible for resolving disputes between families and communities. In recent years, women have become increasingly involved in the formal peace process. They have served as diplomats, negotiators, and peace builders. Women have also been active in the peace movement, and they have played a key role in raising awareness of the issue of gender violence. The challenges of peace. There are many challenges to peace. One of the biggest challenges is the rise of nationalism and extremism. These ideologies can lead to conflict and violence. Another challenge to peace is the proliferation of weapons. The availability of weapons makes it easier for countries to go to war. The climate crisis is also a challenge to peace. The climate crisis is leading to increased competition for resources, which could lead to conflict. The future of peace. The future of peace is uncertain. However, there are a number of reasons to be hopeful. The world is becoming more interconnected, and this is making it more difficult for countries to go to war. There is also a growing movement for peace. This movement is made up of people from all walks of life, and it is committed to building a more peaceful world. The future of peace is in our hands. We can choose to build a world where peace is the norm, or we can choose to continue to live in a world of conflict and violence. The choice is ours. Conclusion. The history of peace is a long and complex one. It is a history of conflict, violence, and death, but it is also a history of human ingenuity, resilience, and hope. In the face of war, humans have always found ways to survive, rebuild, and create a better future. The future of peace is uncertain. However, there are a number of trends that suggest that peace may become more common in the future. It is up to us to continue to work towards a world where peace is the norm, and not the exception.